on your backwards neon hats, grab a LeBlatz, and get ready to lambada. We saw Ski School, so you know what that means.
See a burlesque show with Nick Crow and take a boat with speed to hitting cruise control. J-Man, Big Paul, and the beautiful June. Gonna take you from the groove all the way to the room. Bring the games of Street Fighter, help to blow off steam. Just a sucker punch the odd life of Timothy Green. Shot little birdemic, how we staying alive. They call him the badass and he's on the line. Cranking 88 minutes cause they cool as ice. Cause the bad Jim Varney looking kinda nice. Paul and June getting literal, Jason is getting laid. June is making sure all the monkey shots getting paid. There's just a bunch of movies while they're making the grade. Here's a real question for you, how did this get made?
Hello, people of Earth, and hello, people of Telluride, Colorado! We are live at the Sheridan Opera House to talk about the best ski movie ever made, Ski School. A movie that seems to be made in the 80s, but was made in 1991. Now, if you've not seen Ski School, don't worry about it. It is about a bunch of hard partying skiers versus a bunch of preppy douchebags. And you all know how that goes. For those of you who are listening, I'm still out of breath. Did not account for the altitude in my working out there for a second. I get it back, and I'm back. Look, there's a lot of ridiculous things in this movie, but the most ridiculous thing is that they think Whistler is the best mountain. And I want you to join me right now. Fuck Whistler! I say fuck, you say Whistler. Fuck! Fuck! That's the kind of energy we need. We are gonna party. Everyone will be naked by the end of this show. Let's break down the film Ski School, and I need to do that with my co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jason Mantzoukas.
What's up, jerks? How we doing, Telluride? I'll be honest, Paul, you said maybe the best ski movie ever? Maybe the best movie ever? Correct me if I'm wrong, is this movie eligible to be Best Picture this year?
I feel like every year it should be in there.
It does. It needs to be in the conversation. This was incredible. Full stop. I loved it. Full stop.
This is a movie that played on HBO every day, like from my childhood. I feel like this was nonstop on.
Is that right?
Oh, I feel like I saw
that.
moments of this movie my entire life. There's 2 of these movies. This movie was so successful, which is odd because I think it only made $18,000 in the theater.
But I think it only cost like $400 worth of Labatt's.
So much Labatt.
They were like, we've got Labatt's. And people were like, we'll shoot a movie. Fuck yeah.
Labatt's is in? Let's do it. All right, so let's keep on bringing out.
If it was Telluride, don't you feel like it would be like instead of Labatt's, just cocaine?
Well, that's the new Telluride movie, Cocaine Bear. Was made right here, right? That's. Well, there's one person on this show who loves Labatt's more than anyone else. It's my other co-host. Please welcome June Diane Raphael.
Hello. Paul. Hello. Telluride, I've been here for 2 days, and I have not been in one indoor snowball fight. No one's shown me their boobs. And I feel disappointed.
Same. Hard same. Actually, soft same.
I couldn't get a read on you. I was watching you watch the movie, and I couldn't tell where you were at, but where do you fall? Is it the best movie ever made?
I loved it.
Right?
I really loved it.
I did too. Thank you.
Yeah, and I was so excited that there is a ski school too.
Yeah.
And when do we get to watch it?
And I'm also going to talk, I want to talk a lot about the spiritual other sequel or prequel to this movie, which is Summer School.
Summer School.
Yes.
Which also has the lead
Yeah.
of this movie.
Dean Cameron.
Dean Cameron plays Chainsaw in that movie.
Great.
Plays the exact same character in this movie, and it's incredible.
I want to
So
talk
there's
about
a whole canon. There's a whole, like
canon of schools. One would
Wow.
argue that there's no schooling in this movie called Ski School. No
I
one
didn't-
takes a lesson.
I didn't know that I didn't know Dean Cameron was supposed to be a teacher
I
or
don't-
like a senior
it
level
wasn't
person.
until honestly the last 5 minutes where I was like, are those other people in Station 8 students?
Yes.
Truly.
No,
They are.
Wait, they're students?
They're students.
Yes.
I thought
They
they were all
are
teachers.
They
They're
are
students.
enrolled in ski school. They
They're
are enrolled in ski
students.
school.
They are there to learn how
Everybody
to ski.
except for Dean Cameron and Reed are children enrolled in ski school.
All right, we need to bring
you
out-
didn't watch it enough.
I'm going to tell you something. I watched interviews about it, and they asked Dean Cameron and Fritz, they go, are you guys teachers? And they're like, yeah, we're all teachers.
No,
No.
I think Ed and
No, because what's his
The guy
face, the
who's like,
main
well, then
guy
who are they
from
teaching?
Montana. Wait a second.
wait, does anybody here understand it? Because it's the same rules as Telluride. How does ski school work?
I think it's like a
Oh, wait, do we need to
division.
bring somebody out?
Yeah, let's bring out before we go into the economics of this school, because there is a principal, I think.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we'll break it all down. We can see, because, I mean, look, I think they had the title, they had the script, they had the cast, and none of them were on the same page. But that was great. Please welcome our very special guest tonight. He's somebody who always says to me, it's not how far you go, it's how you go far. Please welcome Rob Huebel.
Yes.
Guys,
Rob.
it's important for me to explain to you where I watched this movie an hour ago. I made the grave error of watching this movie in the lobby of the Madeline Hotel.
Oh no! Oh no!
No.
Because I'm here with my wife and my daughter
But you
who
realized
who
in
is in
minute
kindergarten. And I thought, well, I don't want them to see all the boobs, so I'll go down to the lobby. The Madeline Hotel is filled with children. So I'm a guy by himself, sitting in the
Rob,
corner,
I hate
watching
this.
non-stop boobs.
Rob.
I mean, there's so many. This is the only movie I've ever seen where the opening title credits
1
have
minute.
boobs
Yeah.
in it.
Minute one.
Now-
Huebel, can I ask you this? Were you like, I fucking did it. I'm living the dream. I skied all day. I'm man-spreading, watching boobs on my phone. Come
Now,
on.
I need to know, Rob, were you like tucked away in a corner, like was there a wall directly behind you, or you were in the lobby
June.
just, okay.
The whole time I was trying to look and see if there was a mirror behind me. Like I kept
So
pulling
upset.
my laptop, but then I looked like I was trying to
Creep.
Crazier!
Then you
jack
look like a
off.
creeper,
Yeah.
Yes. With,
Well,
you had a-
so then I tried to be like, oh, I don't care. Like, I'm a cool dad also. And then all these little boys are like, what's that guy watching? And I was like,
Oh, God.
get out of
Rob.
here.
And meanwhile,
outta here, kid.
meanwhile, you've got a gondola blanket on your lap. That's right, Telluride. I know about your town.
Oh,
That's a joke line that only works here.
Oh my God. You are definitely on multiple lists right now.
I will not be invited
Okay,
back to the
can-
Madeline Hotel.
Can I talk about how I watched this? I watched this movie. We're staying in a condo here, and I turned on the TV, went to the Amazon Prime app, and someone had already logged in at some point. So I watched Ski School on their account, and I love the idea of somebody going to watch Bosch or something and be like, honey, did you watch Ski School?
after they
What?
watch Bosch, it's like, you might like Ski School 2 or Boob School
I
3.
want to talk about this. I want to talk about this porno you watched last night.
honey, I swear, I didn't watch Ski School.
Why would I watch Ski School? I was with you.
Well, I texted Paul about 4 hours ago when we were finished skiing, and I said I have to start watching a Ski School. Where do I find it? Like, what platform can I find it on? And did you watch it on YouTube? And Paul texts back furiously, it's everywhere. It's available everywhere. I was like, okay, man.
One of the few movies that's on every platform. They were like, hey, if you just let us hang out at your offices, we'll give you the rights to air this movie on your streaming service.
I believe if I watched Ski School on Netflix, it would be a totally different movie, just also called Ski School. Like, give it to me.
I'll give you a little sample. This is like our first scene. This kind of sets up the entire plot.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Reed. Shut up. I say this is your last year, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You're too late, Reed. I've already put in motion an elaborate plan. A series of events diabolically designed to rid this mountain of you and your satanic presence forever.
Before you think about getting me off this mountain, you're gonna have to win first. Okay.
That's the plot.
Like,
That is
No.
the entire plot.
here in
was it
Telluride,
exactly?
raise your hand if you've been in one of these competitions before. It must be a regular thing here. This is
By the
like
way,
Ski instructors often compete for the ownership of the mountain.
They are.
Okay, wait, but Rob, who did you think was an instructor and who did you think was a
June,
student?
That's the first thing in my note. By the way, I'm in the lobby writing furiously, watching boobs, like taking notes on the boobs. But that's like the first thing I
That way
wrote.
I looked over your shoulder before, and your phone just said 34 double D, 32C.
Fake, real, fake, side boob, doesn't count.
Yours is just, your notes were just uploaded to Mr. Skin?
Mr. Skin likes the vacation in Telluride, but busted.
Literally the first thing I wrote down and the last thing I wrote down, because at some point I was like, these guys are students on vacation?
It's basically Animal House in the mountains.
Yes.
So much so that they have the meeting with Dean Wormer, who is like, you're kicked
Yeah.
out. And they're like, JK, we're coming back, you know? So it was like they were, Section 8 seemed to be like dismissible in some way. So
Well, it seemed to me like they were all instructors. That's why they could be kicked off the mountain. They were under.
They lived together in like a clubhouse.
But he says, but
It's a
Chainsaw,
closet. They
I'm
look
only
like they
going to
live in
call
a-
Dean Cameron Chainsaw because that's all I wrote in my notes. And when I'm looking at my phone, it's just notes. I'm not like looking at my phone. But when Chainsaw says to him, these kids paid money and they're going to have to
be
go
here.
back to their towns and having not graduated ski school or whatever. I think those other people, Ed, the AV guy, Fitz, they're all students. And I think
audience agrees.
Chainsaw and Reed are the they're the teachers.
All right, let's ask the audience, people who've seen it, who, if by a round of applause, are they all instructors? Wow. Well, there we go. Then round of applause. Are some of them instructors and most of them students? Wow.
Wow. Well,
All
here's
right.
what's interesting, though. Okay, so I can understand that a movie about like, oh, these instructors are like the bad boys of ski school, and they just like to party, and they think that partying is just as important as actually learning
Well,
how to
skiing
ski.
is partying.
But I've always said that. I've always said that. But Station 1 and all the other stations also don't seem to be teaching the sport of skiing.
They're doing more. They show them like in the gym working out. They're more committed to
They're
the sport.
definitely working
Why
out,
are they-
but
they're
again,
doing-
nobody's skiing.
Was there an
Nobody's
exercise
teaching
machine for skiing where you have poles?
Yes, and at one point the guy's bench pressing, and I'm like, those aren't the muscles you use when you're skiing.
I just still couldn't get over that, like, the cool or the preppy people were in tuxedos.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to local bars in tuxes.
Well-
Dude, let's take a poll. How many people in Telluride own a fucking suit? Zero. Zero.
You're only
Yeah,
wearing it.
but that's only because there's no Whistler assholes here. Tuxes are for Whistler assholes.
By the way,
Fuck you, Canada.
Total sidebar. I got engaged to my wife in Whistler.
My wife.
And I was so ashamed watching this movie. I was like, oh,
Yeah, you
my
should
whole
be.
marriage is a sham.
It is, Rob.
People,
And you got engaged at Whistler because you both love this movie, right?
Reed was doing my wife, and I had to
my biggest issue with this movie was this. It's a snow movie. It's a ski movie, right? But there is no fucking snow. I pulled a lot of images of it.
It's
Like, look at this. This is
summer. It is summer.
Summer.
It is summer. There is so much no snow.
It's so green. It's lush.
And the
It's
ski,
like-
Flowers.
There's nothing.
Those are winter flowers. They bloom in February. This
And
is
then-
what it's like in the middle of winter in Whistler.
Not even a touch of snow on the ground. I mean, this is supposed to be at the height of ski season. By the way, I also don't know how this works, but it seems like the announcer for the opening of the movie is just also setting up the entire movie.
He's the announcer
clearly
for the ski competition, but also all the exposition for the movie.
And it seems to be played on speakers throughout the entire mountain. Everywhere you are, you can hear him. And when they focus on him wearing the headphones and the microphone, his mouth is not moving.
Oh, because they use the same shot every single time.
And it's just ADR. It's just the lines recorded afterwards that are just dumped on there. Like, people won't know what's happening in ski school.
Well, I mean,
we have to have the announcer explain the big race.
Also, I can't help but wonder, like, can women go to ski school?
In this movie, June, no!
The women in this movie are treated like garbage.
They have
It's
no
pretty
agency
shocking.
at all.
And also, let me just point out, there are not this many women in any fucking ski
Yes.
town.
I
There
wrote
are
that
not
too.
women walking around in bikinis.
Here are the two. Here are the two ways I
Who
know
don't
this is
ski.
not. Yeah, this is not a documentary. Too many women for a ski town, and the men are having protected sex. Dudes are preemptively putting condoms on.
Left and right.
In Telluride? Come on.
By the way, I don't know. I mean, I guess I was gonna say I don't know what the opposite of a lubricated condom is, but what they used in that movie it was so aggressively dry.
You do
It was like
Foley work for pornos, right?
I do a little bit. Yeah, I go like.
Really good.
Nah, I do a lot of. All right, so you were talking about the ADR. The ADR in this movie, obviously, every time we hear the announcer, we see this same shot here, which is just this shot. They just cut to that over and over again.
No snow. Look in the corner. No snow. It's like the people at Whistler were like, well, you can shoot the movie here, but like in July, you know.
So they shoot this movie, but this whole movie is full of ADR, which is just basically they record the sound later. So much so that the main character, Dean Cameron, his name was Dave Marshall. And at a certain point in the movie, they go, we got to change it to Dave Marshak. So they start to redub his name. So throughout the movie, when the leaderboard is going on, Dave Marshall is moving up and down, but Dave Marshall isn't a character in the movie anymore. Dave Marshak is.
Wow.
And so they go in and ADR Marshak a million times. So you start to
listen, he is more of a Marshak, though.
Yeah.
than a
So that's
Marshall.
a
I
choice
agree.
Is
By
it
the
that-
way,
agree
that's
with.
a, that's a
important?
win for the movie. I think that's a
That
good
helps.
thing. Yeah. Well done, movie.
Okay, here's my question about Station 1 and Reed. So, is Reed also a filmmaker?
No, I think he just was cutting like a promo for himself.
Okay,
Yeah, there's a
he has
great
a full
promo.
editing bay.
Yeah.
A full editing bay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hidden
and
in his hair.
multiple screens.
Well, that's like all
No, that's
ski
the bar.
instructors have the ability to edit ski movies, right? That's how Warren Miller started, if I'm not mistaken.
He is renting out a bar to show off his great new movie, a documentary about himself.
Oh, so that bar just happens to have an editing bay.
Oh yeah, I guess there's a lot. There's a
There's
lot
a
going
full
on.
AV room in
That's what
that
I'm
bar.
saying.
That
Yes.
bar is like most people in Telluride. It's got to serve a lot of different purposes.
Let me
it's
ask
a
you-
bar. It's a video recording studio. It's a restaurant. It's everything.
The other thing this movie does over and over and over that blew my mind was the throwing of beers
I loved it.
and
Loved
the
it.
catching
Yes.
of beers.
Every time,
Yes.
which
it
is
works.
so hard. It's like, what?
That means Section 8 is constantly walking around with multiple cases of beer. Because throughout any given night or whatever, they're just like, throw, catch.
Yeah.
And they also are.
And then just a cool look.
They are surrounded by beers. It seemed like one day Bacardi got involved because all of a sudden there's this one scene where Bacardi rum is just prominently displayed. But they are throwing beers all across the way. But these guys, they love to party, and I'll show you a little clip of them talking about how they love to party. Here they are right here.
Anybody have anything else to add? Johnny?
Let's win the race tomorrow.
Of course, absolutely, win the race. Any ideas on how we are going to win
He
this
keeps
race?
looking in the camera.
Party!
T.
And that's the only way that we see that they train for the race. That's it. That is the way that they win the race
Is
by
party.
doing a
But you
slight
seem
dance.
mad at them. Are you saying your team Reed?
No, I'm just saying.
It sounds like you and Huebel are team Reed.
Here's the thing. I'm kind of Team Reed as well.
Oh,
because
boy.
as somebody, Paul and I watched this as we are in ski school. We are with instructors. We are in Telluride learning how to ski. And so to see the sport treated so carelessly and recklessly was scary.
Now, let me ask you a question. You guys were in ski school all day today.
Yes.
If your ski instructor said, hey, do you want to come back to my clubhouse and party for the whole week?
I think Rob, our ski instructor, is 82 years old.
Please tell this story,
He was
Jude.
an 82-year-old, a lovely Spike. Are you here?
The
Yes.
best. The
Love
best.
Spike. Spike is the best.
Spike is the best, and this is.
Wait,
Baby Spike.
are you?
Baby Spike.
I love Spike.
Are you the stand-up comedian? No. Oh, you are. He talked about you. We heard a lot about you.
Yes, we did.
He said
Are all of Spike's kids here?
Just one. Well, I can't. This is not Spike's story. I really don't think it
It
is.
might have been Spike's story.
I
Man, who
can't
knows?
might have
In
been.
91?
Well, okay, so Rob wants me to tell you about something that happened with Spike yesterday. So Spike said it was as we were all leaving the lesson. Multiple, students were about to walk away, and Spike said, I'm 82. And I said,
Let's set it up. He goes,
What's up?
He goes like, I want you to enjoy skiing. It's a thing that you can love.
lifelong passion. Yeah.
And take it from me, I know because I've been doing it for 82 years. Now, my mind automatically went to, wait, so you're older than 82? Because I didn't assume he was skiing when he was born. And I was like, he must be like 90. But that's
so
where
then
I'm at.
I said to both Spike and the group as a little, like, we're all friends now. We've spent 2 hours together. I said, well, Spike, you don't look a day over 81. Thanks, you guys. And Spike just blinked.
No one else laughed either.
No one laughed. And it was the end of the lesson, and then everybody just sort of
Everyone
turned
just went
and
off in a
walked.
different direction,
It was
silently.
so. If you could just relay the message, that was not an insult. It was my attempt at just a nice kind of moment for us as a group, and it really fell
You
flat.
should have tried throwing a beer at him.
Does again, not to make this about Spike, but does Spike have any of this in his history? Like, did he see these many boobs, do you think?
According
Your
to
mom's
Spike,
here. If
listen,
your mom's
Spike's,
here, I'm sorry. to
Spike's
your mom.
kids are here. Spike fucks. We know that.
his name is Spike.
His name is Spike.
His name is Spike. He was the inspiration for the character of Ed, the sex fiend.
Who had to be hypnotized to stop sleeping with women?
The only
What?
character that we don't see sleep with somebody is hypnotized to stop sleeping with someone. It's like, hey, that guy fucks too much. We
Yeah.
must stop him. And the whole movie, he's like, I just don't have it in me. Like, his journey is just like, I don't know why, because he's been subliminally.
Well, their use of hypnosis is just accepted. This is in the movie, if you don't remember. The guy, Dave, goes around and whispers to people while they're sleeping which is not a thing that you do in hypnosis. And he whispers to them, what they need to do to win the contest. So he tells Dave, you are not going to have sex anymore. You're going to, something like, you're going to get out of your mind, and you're never going to have...
He tells the other guy to lose his mind.
Johnny.
But
And at one point, he hypnoptizes a girl under the door, talking under the door. He's like, you're going to not have sex with my friend anymore. And it just works. It works.
I do have a relation. I do want to get into the relationships of these women. There was one moment that I watched again, and I'm not trying to be a perv, even though one of the main characters in this movie is clearly a perv. He's on roofs. He's looking through windows.
Oh, he's a creeper peeper. Fitz?
Fitz.
Oh, and
Fitz.
I really struggle. I want to hear what you're going to say, Paul, but and maybe you could pull up a picture of Fitz, because this occurred to me. Go back right
That's
there.
Fitz.
That in the beginning of the movie, I was like, Ghislaine Maxwell? And then it was
You think that Fitz...
I could see. It was all I could see during the entire movie. It was such a crazy way to watch this.
I want to just show this moment here. I should have cut it as a clip, but it was too weird to me. There's a moment where this girl's in a
You
hot...
passed by so many insane moments. So many insane... That's weird. So many insane moments. The
I know.
lighting is crazy.
The sex scenes are upsetting.
The lambada is nuts.
Why is there so much lambada?
That was like such a reference at the time.
And and for real,
There she is.
All right.
If a woman is alone in a hot tub, real question. If a woman is alone in a hot tub,
Well,
do you
this
just automatically take off your top?
Okay,
Have to.
this is my question about this. Watch this scene and we'll talk. Here we go.
Like, he's like, I want you to meet Prince Andrew.
This moment of what she's doing though in the hot tub, like who enjoys a hot tub this much? I thought, okay, well now she's taking off her top, but this moment here, because she doesn't know he's up there yet, does she? Oh, she does.
She
Okay.
does.
I think she does.
She sussed it out.
I think
All right.
she does.
The first scene he peeps on her, she doesn't know.
But this moment right here, he's creeping on the roof, and she's writhing in the tub. Watch her just writhing to nothing.
I thought
who?
somebody was gonna come up from underneath the water.
That's what I thought too.
I thought that's where this scene was
I was
headed.
like,
Listen, when you're a woman and you've not been skiing all day, at the end of the day, you just need to get in a hot tub and you need to just soak those muscles from not skiing.
I mean, well, she is in a dilemma because she hasn't decided whether or not she's going all the way with Reed, the main guy, which also seemed like a conversation that you might have like in high school. She seems to be
I think they're supposed to be young.
I think they're supposed to be in high
This is
school.
old actors playing young.
No. Reed is 52.
50 years old, yeah.
If he's a day.
At this moment in time, he could be a local news anchor for all I know.
Yes.
But I believe these are supposed to be young people.
I mean,
Wow.
well, look at
like
these.
I certainly think Fitz is supposed to be in high school.
No.
He's on vacation with his family.
Okay, forget about it.
His family
put him
you
in
guys
ski
have
school.
created this fake world.
No,
We never
I don't
see
think this is ski school like ski school up at the
Well,
mountain. I
what
think
is
this is
it?
like I think they're
Like
at a training
like a boarding school.
like summer camp, but for skiing.
That doesn't
Like
exist.
They're for Am I wrong? What is it?
What is
Like a
that?
college for skiing?
I thought it
Can
more
somebody
like.
explain briefly what this is who might know? Or
No,
is it
'cause
not a real
doesn't
thing?
exist.
Okay.
It doesn't exist. Section 1
To
is
me,
our
it seemed
main
like
guy.
they were living in like a ski school for
They
like
were living in a
long
janitor's
time.
closet. Look, and then Reed lives in this outfit here. This is Reed.
By the way, we're giving this way more thought than the writers ever did.
yeah.
1,000%.
This was written by an AI chatbot.
A couple of things.
By the
you
way,
have-
well done, chatbot. Well done.
this movie feels like someone was carrying the finished product to all right, we're going to release it, and then they dropped it all over the floor, and they're like, I think this scene goes here. I think this one goes here.
But
scenes
right
where-
before, somebody had dropped a bunch of scraps of film with boobs in it, and they were like, I guess these all go together?
there's literally a moment where two characters have talked, Ghislaine has already met the girl in the hot tub, but then they meet at the cafeteria, and it's the first time they've met, and I'm like, wait, We've already seen them together. He's already spied on her. Like, it just seems like
Is there
it's a
any?
mess.
Okay, I'm just thinking that maybe because I don't know what kind of schooling you have to go to become a ski instructor. So maybe
think
this
summer
is a
school for
school.
chainsaw.
Maybe this is a school for other instructors. Yes.
Yes.
People like that?
Is that something?
And did you all agree that there were also like 6 other sections we didn't see? Because section
Yeah.
1.
Section 1 to section 8. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
and they
like-
keep moving them up up and
Yeah.
down the leaderboard.
So
yeah.
there are we don't even know those stories. I mean, ski school 3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh,
7.
give it to me,
I mean,
please.
But check it out. This is what's going on here with. I just want to show you the work ethic of our character, who I think is more like Spike than our party guys. Here we go.
Push, 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 push! How can you let one of those idiots even contend with us?
That guy was pretty good. How come he's not skiing with us?
Shut up, you pussy. How do you expect to impress anybody with the way you looked on the hill today, huh?
I'm 46 years old.
Cam, you want to get over there and do sets with Derek?
Oh, those gloves.
Why is she in a leotard?
Those women will never speak.
Level 8. What is this, lawn bowling, huh? More than 12, come on!
What is this, lawn bowling? Come on.
I
But,
mean,
why doesn't he accept Johnny in the beginning of the movie, if that's his name?
I think
as
he
a
doesn't.
It is,
student.
you're right, it is Johnny.
Why
I think
doesn't he
he's-
accept
I
him
think
in
because
Station
he's-
1?
he wants, like, who have you skied with? Who did you train with?
What
and he's
does
like,
every
myself, blah,
skier
blah.
know every other skier?
So I thought he thought Johnny was like a nobody, so sent him to the
I
reject.
see, like from a
Sent him to the
podunk
So
town.
he accidentally gave the rejects a star,
But Johnny shows up with a letter of recommendation.
which he mocks.
Who
which
would
Reed
write
mocks.
a letter of recommendation?
To go to a school to learn to either be an instructor or take classes. Like, I didn't go to ski school to be like, I have a letter from my friend that says I'm eligible to take classes. I do
Well, that's
enjoy
why
it.
I
guess
feel
it's
like
just
it's college. I feel like it's the rules are college. Like
But
you
Jason,
go, you
but
live there.
All
you, need
you
a letter
have
of
to do,
recommendation.
you don't need to do an interview. And again, I don't know that much about skiing, but like just watch him go down the slopes.
No, you have to go and meet him in his office.
Yes. No,
Well,
I agree.
well,
There's
everybody-
there's
him.
no audition. There's no like, oh, you got ski? You want to ski? Why don't you take a run
no.
and we'll evaluate you? Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to show one other thing here too, which is they are being kicked out. So it would make me believe that there is a dean of admissions here, and this guy
This
clearly
guy's entire performance is ADR'd.
Completely-
Is all of his dialogue is done by someone else at another time.
you watch it and it will never sync up. Here we go.
Shut up. This time, Marshak, you've gone way too far. And I'm giving the board of directors a full report of your conduct.
It's literally like watching like a dubbed kung fu film.
Is there a board of directors for the Telluride Ski School?
Skiing naked. The snowballs.
First of all, we didn't see skiing naked, so he's referencing something that the movie does not
Cutscene,
have.
release the full cut.
And you're unspeakable behavior also. You're all a bunch of animals. And you're as good as out of here. Because it's just a simple matter of filing the proper paperwork.
By the way, the worst line a villain can have. All I gotta do is
Paperwork.
file paperwork.
Oh, once I find the form I need to fill out, you are donezo.
The best part about this guy is every time they cut to him on the mountain, everyone else is bundled up and he's wearing like a trench coat,
He's in a full suit.
freezing his ass off.
Except not because it's summer.
It's summertime.
I assumed that at the end, when we're sort of building toward the competition, although I guess the competition is really going on the entire time, but I thought, oh, for sure we're going to see some really cool ski moves. We're going to see Station 1 or Station 8 kind of outdo each other or foil the other stations, work with ski moves. No.
No, it's
They were just like lassoing each other.
Oh,
and
Reed had a grappling hook.
I wanna,
Can you do
And-
that?
The reason why Section 8
shocking.
loses is because Section 8 loses because they lose because they were horribly beaten. And I put a little montage together. I don't know how any of this stuff is legal, but take a look.
Why? Why is this possible?
This is murder. This is murder.
Look at this. This This, by the way, this is how Whistler competes. They're dirty.
It's also just
But
like,
look at that
people
spring
are
snow.
seeing this.
That's all just like, this is like late summer snow.
I will say, like, what's
You
so
were the
cra-
snow consultant on this movie, right?
If you're talking about cocaine, yes.
I will say what's crazy about this movie is like that you go from, all right, the guy running the race kicks off his ski. All right, that makes sense. The next person, his hat is turned backwards, and that's the thing. It's like,
Dude, I can't even walk down the street like this. I'm like,
they're running out of ideas as they're making the movie. Like, no one had a better idea. It was like,
I would believe if you told me this movie was largely improvised, that they just put everybody together and said, say some shit.
apparently one night, Dean Cameron was called up to the director's room. He's like, hey, can you pitch us a bunch of bits that we could just put in the movie? And he's like, yeah. And that's how the bits of Guess Whose Underwear It Is came into the film, which is just a scene where they guess somebody's underwear. We don't even know who that person is.
This is a movie that reminds you that in the 80s, because this is an 80s movie to me, all women's underwear was white.
and
All of it.
and huge. Huge.
Very large.
Huge and white. That was it. That's what we're doing.
You know what,
Even
though?
a woman
That-
who's in a black dress, when she takes the black dress off, she's wearing white underneath.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, what?
I do miss, though, that there's something very nostalgic to me. And I'm like, bring back a high cut. Bring it back. Make
Agreed.
it sexy again.
Paul, edit
because
this out of the podcast.
These women looked great.
Oh, bring
and,
back
and at times
everything.
I was like, is she wearing a diaper? I don't know. But they looked great. And their legs
Also,
looked
bring
great.
back diapers.
Bring
Back casual diapers.
Bring
What
them
if she,
back.
instead of taking off her underwear, she just unzipped either side like a diaper, just like bump, bump, just fell to the
Do diapers have zippers now?
No, it's like a little,
I like
like a little
the
sticky.
AquaGuard YKK.
It would be like just like, whoosh, whoosh, poof, and it drops hard because she did pee in it.
She did?
Yeah, she's got
She's
to. That's why-
hydrated.
Yeah, there's such a funny moment where she's like flirting. She's like, I like to make money. Like that's like it's the characters in this movie are so great. She's gonna maybe potentially take over the mountain. I don't know if that's not necessarily a
I
spoiler.
did not know who that character
I
was.
never
period.
knew who she was.
Victoria?
I knew
She was
who
the
is
hottest woman.
Victoria.
I was like, is
in
she
the
a
world.
villain? Is she arrived so late? She seemed like a femme
who
fatale.
was she?
Well, in real life, she was a Playboy playmate that they just put into the movie.
Okay.
And she was the owner. She's the new owner. So she's just a rich woman who's decided to buy mountains, like people do. They go around from town to town and buy mountains. Bruce Willis did at one point.
But Johnny meets up with her at her house, I guess, or
Yeah.
maybe an Airbnb. I don't know.
She gives
she
him
goes
her
to-
address
And
or
he-
some
yeah,
or
and
number.
his first instinct when he gets there is, my friends are having a party. Do you want to leave and go to my friend's party? And then they have sex on a kitchen table.
Yes. Again, that makes me feel like he's young. He's like, I don't know what to do. I got to get out of here.
But then when it is revealed that she is the new owner, she gets this great line here. This is the end of the movie here.
May I present your new owner?
The mountain is ours!
Anybody got a problem with that? Then let's get naked!
But nobody gets naked.
No one gets naked.
Nobody.
Shout out to Gordini turtlenecks.
Now, that's how the movie ends. Essentially, everyone getting onto the dance floor. They call it Party Mountain. They've changed the name.
By the way, yes.
And by the way, I would also argue, I just realized the big flaw in the fact that they're all children. They're all drunk at all times, and they're in bars.
You have kids. Do they drink?
I mean, when they're
It's
skiing.
Canada, right? So the drinking age is like, I don't know, 14? I don't know. They're maniacs up there.
I mean, so it really is. I mean, Party Mountain was a real twist.
But what is the actual business transaction
How much
that takes
money,
place?
how
I don't
liquid
know.
is she to be able to buy? I mean, like casually, how much is that mountain? Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Wasn't she when she first arrives in the limousine? I thought she was.
No,
on the-
that's the guy, I think. She arrives in the convertible. The guy with the dubbed voice is the guy like staring out of the. Yeah, when he's driving around, the guy in the suit is in the limo. She's always in the convertible, wearing like it looks like a parachute at one
The
point.
manager of the ski school is driving a limousine.
Yes.
No, not driving, passenger in the limousine.
Am
Oh,
I
wow,
mistaken
okay.
also that the neon colors in this movie that at one point I used to laugh so hard at, is that not huge again? Do people not
Coming
dress
back.
like this
Oh, yeah.
now?
It's coming back.
Okay.
And by the way, I felt like everybody looked great. Everybody in Section 8 looked, every time they cut to Reed and his crew, I was like, boo. Section 8, dynamite. I was like, give me poppy, crazy CB jackets. Give me all of the nonsense.
I mean, I did love the looks, and I will tell you, like, people, and this is why this movie has stayed for such a long time. Now, I guess I do want to just talk a little bit about the lambada. Should we bring back the lambada? This is another improvised moment in the movie.
This blew my mind, rather, that they engaged so long
So
in
long.
the lambada. A discussion of the lambada.
The lambada is the forbidden
dance.
dance, which then they kind of, I guess it's a little bit racist. They say that like this. Well, I'll let you hear it. Here we go.
Oh, wait, you're saying it's a little bit racist? Now, hang on, Paul.
Yeah. Is
this
What
a-
proof do you have for that? If you just rewind 4 frames.
You know, just a little.
You're positing that there is casual racism in this movie?
Well, and a ton.
Little racism, little homophobia.
A ton of
slight
Very
homophobia.
little.
Quite a bit of
Very little.
homophobia.
Ton of homophobia.
80s level homophobia that is like
Crazy.
outrageous.
Crazy homophobia. Yeah.
But yeah, this is a little racist.
South Americans. Who discovered fire? Fire? That's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Ouch.
And that's how the lambada came to be.
What? I think I blacked out during that moment because I don't remember that.
Well, the director only does that one time. There's like a one-time flashback to explain the origins of the racist origins of the lambada.
Which is not even the
dance.
Like, I don't
Accurate,
even
no.
understand.
They don't even do the lambada in the movie.
It makes no sense. It's like they thought that the reference alone
Was enough.
worth it. That people would watch the movie and be like, holy shit, what are they doing? They did it.
But by the way, I think you're right because there are a lot of people out there that love this movie. I have actually pulled together some second opinions.
The movie was a piece of shit, yet this person recommends it. Tell me what is the message? Maybe that art is subjective. I need a second opinion.
These are 5-star reviews from Amazon about this movie, and I'll tell you how they go. A guy named Matt writes, "This shit rips." 5 stars. Jeff writes, "Only 20 minutes in, and I give this movie 5 stars because of all the neon clothing." Then, edit, "This movie's terrible, but my review stands." 5 stars. They also, James Heitzer writes, "Ski School may be the best Dean Cameron movie ever made. It's good versus evil. Playboy Playmates versus the snow. What else do you need for top-notch entertainment? Did Citizen Kane have any of the above? I think not." 5
It is a
stars.
point. It is a point.
Also, this one here, this one this was written in 2015. "I love this movie. They need to make it in 3D.
Agree.
And then this one is an odd one for a 5-star review, written by Michael C. Bartholomew. He writes, "Don't remember buying this movie. I guess I own it. I don't remember buying it. I'm not sure." 5 stars.
Wow.
Now-
Someone in his family surely.
Now I'm
surely
upset I
purchased
didn't
it.
purchase the movie
Yes.
using that person's account.
I mean, this movie. I'll just read you a couple more details about it here. We know it grossed $18,000.
Is that true?
$18,000. That's the U.S. and Canada lifetime gross. But it did spawn a sequel. The tagline was the hottest action to ever hit the slopes. But here is something interesting, too. If you're a fan of our show, we did a movie called Abraxas, the Guardian of the Universe, with Jesse Ventura, the Body Ventura. The director directed that movie. But the writer went on to write Ski School 2. The director did not.
Oh.
Oh, so sad, so sad. A little sadness there. But don't worry about it. We'll get it back.
But tonight, we're all going back to my condo to watch Ski School 2. You're invited.
And I will say that this is the best reason why Dean Cameron made this movie. He said, this movie is so stupid, and I figured we'd have a great time making it. And we did.
It looks like it.
And he's amazing in this movie. He's
dynamite.
Fantastic.
He's great in Summer School, too. He gives me, more an edgier Ferris Bueller vibe.
Yes.
You know, he's
Really
always
liked him.
mixing it up and making people look bad and taking on the officious kind of assholes but it's not as clean cut as Ferris Bueller, which I like.
He's a little bit dirtier than Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Like he feels like he might be on ketamine.
Yeah.
It feels
Just like
he's-
half of this audience.
Yeah.
But the last scene with him in the very end of the movie, he ends up in the hot tub with Victoria, where he looks straight into the camera, and knowing that Victoria just had sex the day before with Johnny on the kitchen table in an
It's
Airbnb.
Telluride, baby.
No problem.
I do want to show you the worst shot of this entire movie. I was obsessed with this. This is the worst shot as we wrap up here. Check this out. They're trying to create a crowd. And a lot of times when you have a small budget movie, you don't have much crowd. So here is this movie's version of a crowd.
So many people. So many people. Look how close they are.
This extra is in every single scene.
Yeah.
I mean, the camera pans
That was 6
through-
people.
The camera pans through, so it's like the scene from Goodfellas.
And
but
it's
slow
this
and
Reed's
with-
party. This is
Yes.
Reed's party where the Section 8 takes it over and plays loud music, and the one guy goes to the other guy, another couple of up-tempo songs like this, and this party could get out of control.
Dude, we haven't even talked about the music in this movie.
Next level. I want
The
this
music
soundtrack
in this
immediately.
movie is all license free.
Yep.
Jam
I'm
rock.
gonna
or something.
download this tomorrow and ski to
Yes.
it all day.
Yes. It's all about do you like to party?
And this
I
is
just wanted Glenn Plake in this somehow.
and this is the best
Giant
moment.
mohawk.
I just think that any movie that ends like this, where you go on your main character,
Welcome to my kingdom.
and he goes.
But that's Ferris Bueller.
But
It is.
Ferris Bueller looks at the camera the entire fucking movie. This waits until an hour 30, and he's like, I know you've been watching this movie, and he holds it for too long. Here we go. Then he toasts us like, we did it. We were complicit.
How great.
I was a part of this.
Yeah.
He also,
You
he
should be
also-
ashamed of yourself.
He also drops these epic taglines that he thinks are epic that the audience has never heard before. At one point he goes, "Know it, live it, love it."
Another one is, we came, we partied. Shit. I wrote it down. Shit. God damn it.
Well, I
Black
said
it
the other-
out.
I said
Show's
the one
over.
earlier.
Black it out.
The other one, not how far you go, it's how you go far.
What
Which
does
again
that
is
mean?
a funny thing that you might have said when you were super stoned, but not something you would put in a movie multiple times. As a tagline. But do you have it, Jason?
Oh, sorry. I stopped looking for it. I felt like, we've moved on. I'm embarrassed. No, now actually
have
everybody
it yet?
stop. We're going to sit until I find this quote.
Uh-oh, he's going.
He has
Really?
42
Boobs
fonts.
are a character in this movie. I wrote that. Now I'm just going to shout out other things I wrote.
I mean, so I guess I guess
No, Paul. I'm so sorry.
I guess
have
the question
not
is,
found it
would
yet.
we recommend this movie? I'm saying yes, unequivocally. I recommend this movie.
Yeah.
1,000%. This is a special motion picture.
I would say this, don't watch it in the crowded lobby of your hotel with a lot of children around.
Rob, I didn't
Rob,
even say
that's
to
so
you,
terrible.
when I watched it on an airplane, and I was sitting next to my son. I did not realize that there were going to be boobs in it. And I watched the entire movie with my notebook over the screen just so I could see heads. And I was just moving it around like
You
that.
missed so much.
I literally saw no boobs. And I know there are a lot because I held this up for, I would say, 50 minutes of the movie, my notebook.
Oh, yeah.
So you were just holding it up in the fear
you-
that there might be boobs?
Anytime that anyone was like, let's go in this closet, come back to my room, let's play Twister, I was like,
Oh,
I
that's
never-
crazy.
I-
Whenever that.
Wait, what is the Twister thing?
Solo
What is
Twister.
the Twister thing?
Solo Twister.
Okay, this is so
was that?
crazy because
Explain
she's just been hypnotized through the straw or something
Under the door.
Oh, is that why?
She's just been hypnotized, and what he said to
Zoinks.
her, Rob, was that he was saying, show him that you really love him.
Oh.
And so, for whatever reason, that really got integrated. And the next thing we saw, she's playing Twister with him.
playing Twister by herself.
This is crazo.
But
This is so sexy. Just this part.
By
was she
herself.
but is she doing it?
Clearly mentally ill.
This is their version. This is their homage to The Graduate.
But also, if she's doing that to seduce him, she has no idea that he might show up to her apartment that night.
She's just been playing Twister for hours. She's been upside down for hours.
Listen, when you're a woman and you're not allowed to ski and you're registered at a ski school.
This is what people did before yoga took off.
Oh my gosh! All
We
right,
came, we partied, we conquered.
that is it.
That's what it was.
Thank you, everybody.
Not
for,
worth it. Not worth it.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight for the first part of the Telluride Comedy Festival. It's been amazing to have a show with you here. We're going to do an improv set in just a little bit. So go out there, tip your bartenders, and take a little bit of a break. Everyone will line up to the bathroom. It'll smell gross. See you. Bye-bye. We'll
Thank
be back.
you, guys.
Rob Huebel, Jundan Revio, Jason Mantzoukas.
Thank you.
Paul Scheer.
Okay, that brings us to the end of our ski school episode. That was so much fun to do that show in Telluride, Colorado as a complete surprise to that audience. And with our first guest back in the mix, Rob Huebel, the great Rob Huebel. You can watch Rob and I every Thursday on Twitch. We also simultaneously stream to YouTube and Facebook. We do a show called Thursdays with Rob and Paul, where we just sit around, have fun, talk to celebrities. And the premise of the show is it's the only Who's the Boss recap podcast. But unfortunately, we never get to that Who's the Boss episode. One day we will. Jason, June, and I will be back at Largo in April and March. You know, every day that we have a show, we'll release a few extra tickets the day of based on the amount of comps that we have left over. So if you didn't get tickets for those shows, which are now all sold out, please just keep looking at the Largo website, sign up for their mailing list, and head on over to HDTGM.com to find out the movies that we will be doing for that run in April. I am so excited about that. Also, if you are a Hulu subscriber, get on The History of the World. It basically has everyone that you love in comedy and not in comedy in the show. It is created by Ike Barinholtz, Nick Kroll, and Wanda Sykes, a true sequel to Mel Brooks' classic film, The History of the World. This is a lot of fun. I have a very small part in it. If you find me in it, give yourself a penny because you're definitely lucky. But Jason is fantastic in it, and you could check that out on Hulu. There's a 4-night streaming event happening, and you will not want to miss it. Something else you don't want to miss is some of our top secrets. merchandise. One of our producers, Molly Reynolds, has created some amazing stuff. Check out our social media to see our Top Secrets journals. Also, we have a great a bunch of new shirts in our TeePublic store. So there's plenty of places for you to find a bunch of good How Did This Get Made? Very niche merch. A big thank you to our amazing tech crew in Telluride and everyone at the Sheridan Opera House for making that possible. The comedy festival there is a blast, and Jeb Barrier makes it possible every single year. So thank you for figuring out how to record this show and make it usable. So we appreciate that so much. And then a big thanks to our team here who made it actually usable for your ears. I'm talking about the amazing producerial work of Scott Sani, Molly Reynolds, and our movie-picking producer, Avril Halley, our engineer, Alex Gonzalez, and our publisher, July Diaz. People, they make the trains run, and we love them. So we will see you next week for Last Looks, and until then, bye for now.